everybody. We are going to be cooking up some salmon today. And this is a super fast and easy dish. It's bacon wrapped salmon. And so right now, just patting the salmon dry. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in the dish. The oven is set at 375. I'm just going to, this is just, I keep this over there here for my cast iron because I after every time I use it, I re-season it with some olive oil. So in here I have some dill, and I'm just going to crush it up a little bit with a mortar and pestle. And then I have pepper. Oops. This is dope. Some salt. There. We're going to put the dill on it. Okay, there we go. And some garlic. Do just a little bit more pepper. And then we're going to take some bacon. And we're going to cover that all up. Let's see, I think. I'm going to do here. There we go. This long one can sit there. Another short one here. So I don't want to scrimp on the bacon. Then it goes in the oven for about 20 minutes. And then we'll do up our vegetables. And when the vegetables are done, everything else should be done too. Let me just put this away. we have carrots, and they've been washed, and we have some bok choy. And we are just, this is on. A little bit more olive oil. And get that heated up. And I'm just going to chop these. Those for the horses. So anyways, there's 7 B-2 bombers in Diego Garcia right now. So that will be interesting to see what happens with that. I still think that it might be a dual effort. Hopefully we don't have any problems while they're there, because that's a lot of assets in one place. That's always kind of a dangerous thing. There was talk yesterday about the Ark of the Covenant being found, but if you look back to when the files were declassified, it was 2000. So I think that's a false flag. I think they're just trying to get people to look the other way. Israel is now sending Hamas, well, not Hamas, but Palestinians to Indonesia, and it is the largest Muslim country in the world. But if they have Hamas affiliations, anywhere Hamas goes, they cause chaos, because that's what their name means, chaos. So if they turn, we don't, to my knowledge, don't really have any problems with Indonesia. So if they turn Indonesia against us, I don't know if that sounds like, or Israel, that could backfire. So I don't know about that. It just seems a little bit questionable. But I'm not a military strategist. I just kind of go, I don't know. So now they have sent people from Palestine to Europe. I think some have gone to Africa. I'm not sure which country. I want to say like Sudan or somewhere like that, and then also to Egypt. So, yeah, we might have some interesting things happening in the world right now. But the bottom line is, no matter what's happening, we just need to stay faithful to the Lord. And we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our families and do what we can and not worry about the things we can't. Jesus said we have enough troubles today, don't worry about tomorrow. And I think that's a really good place for all of us to be. So I'm just going to saute these up. When the carrots are cooked a little bit more, I'll put the bok choy in. And by the time it's done, when this is done and the salmon is cooked to translucent, then I'm just going to switch it over to broil and finish off the bacon, and then we're done. So really, really easy. But nice, nutritious meal, colorful. I'm not adding any starches today. And yeah, that's it. Pretty easy. This is another one of those meals. Salmon is a really good one for those nights that you're coming home from work and you need to get a dinner done quick, because it only takes a few minutes to cook. In the fry pan, it takes like 5 to 7 minutes. In the oven, 20 minutes. And so, that's enough time. You can throw that in the oven, wait on your vegetables a little bit, go change your clothes, spend some time with your kids. I'm still wearing the glucose monitor, and I gotta tell you that you really gotta watch eating later in the day, and that circadian rhythm of insulin is very real. The dawn effect is very real. So as much as you can, you need to try and get your lifestyle to match what your body wants to do. And like, I've been having trouble sleeping, so I've been staying in bed later, and my body doesn't like that. It wants me getting up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it wants to go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It does not want me eating past like 5, 6 o'clock. And so I'm going to try and make my body happy. Now, is it doing anything that's crazy? No. It's all within normal levels, but it is not as stable as the days that I stay within those windows. And so we've talked about it before. Every one of those spikes that's out of your normal range, even if it's not in a disease range, adds up. You know, just like little tremors add up to a bigger earthquake, right? And in a lot of ways, there's a lot of similarities, because the more that the spikes are with the tremors, and the more that you have those inconsistencies, the more that there's likelihood of a big quake. Well, the same thing is true with our health, right? The more we have instability, the more we see irregularities, the more we see spikes and dips, the more likelihood we're going to have long-term inflammation. And so I don't want that. And it's not helping me in any way. And it's really not that hard to avoid it. So I'm going to. And that's just kind of how that works. So let's see, anything else? Well, I don't want to do that with the stove on. As soon as I'm done with these vegetables, I'm going to just pop them in the oven too, to keep them warm. Probably got ahead of myself. They're about ready. Okay. Because again, it doesn't take very long either. You're just really kind of wanting to wilt the bok choy like you would there. That aside. Turn the stove off. We have 11 minutes still, but I want you to come with me, and we're going to go do something. So come on. Woohoo! We're going to go outside, and I'm going to show you how to do sweet potatoes. Okay, so let's tip back for some reason. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have a clear bin here with dirt in it, and I have two different kinds of sweet potatoes. These get a purple skin on them, and but are white flesh. And I'm just going to drop them in there like this. These are the normal ones that you're used to that are orange flesh and orange skin. And I am just going to bury them halfway in the dirt. So see, this is the purple. Okay. And I still have some space in here, so I'm going to put a couple others, because if I get too many slips, it's not really a big deal, because I just give them away. And what I've found with sweet potatoes compared to normal potatoes is they have a little bit different glycemic range than normal potatoes. So for me anyways, my body seems to like them a lot. And all I'm doing is kind of setting them in, but they're not fully covered, okay? And I'm going to put a couple more in there, and that's it. Then I'm going to take the lid. When I take it out, I'm going to put it in my tack room on a seed map. So it's warm underneath. I'm going to water this down. I'm going to put the lid on part way so that it's really humid in here. They like humidity. And then within a couple weeks, I'm going to have growth coming out. And those you just pop off and they go in the ground and they root. And you can also do, if it's still too cool where you are when those are getting too big, because they'll grow fast. They'll become a vine. When you pop them off, just put them into like a smaller pot, like a 4-inch pot, and let them get bigger. And I usually do that, and then I move them around. But super easy, and it's much faster than putting them in the jar with the toothpicks and all of that. So that's how I do my sweet potatoes. And then, like I was saying, I still have at least 2 boxes of sweet potatoes that are firm and hard, and the big ones stay firmer and harder longer. So I usually cook up the baby ones first, and I usually smash those and make them kind of like fried potatoes. And then I start working my way to the bigger ones. But these aren't that big, and they're still firm and hard, just like you would get them at the grocery store. So I never have luck with potatoes lasting that long. The key to the sweet potato storing well is that you go through a 7 to 14 day period of high humidity and heat in a container. So what I do is I use something like this with a lid, again, just kind of a jar. I put the heat map in there, I put the sweet potatoes in, and then I put a jar of water in there, and that keeps the humidity good. And I do that for 7 to 14 days. And that gets rid of some of the starchiness, and it also helps them cure. And they last I know that I'll still have sweet potatoes when it's time to harvest again. So for me, because they grow well here, they are a better option than potatoes. I do potatoes too, but the potatoes they always seem to get mushy and they start sprouting, and usually then I just throw them in the garden, and some make them, some don't. Depending on how late it is. Now it's late enough now that if I had potatoes doing that, they'd do fine and they'd sprout. But I have just had much better success with long-term storage of the sweet potatoes. So let's go back inside and see what the salmon's doing. Let me wash my hands from the dirt. And that kind of makes me think of something else, and that's grounding. So it's really a good idea to ground every day for at least 15 minutes to a half hour. Longer is better. And, sorry, you didn't want to see my hand like that. So there's still 6 minutes left. I am going to throw this in here to stay warm. And I got to take it out before I do the broiling. But anyways, when you ground, you're getting in alignment with the earth, and you're getting rid of negative energies, and you're picking up the positive energies of the earth, and it's a connection with it. And I think most gardeners know this is happening intuitively without really thinking about it, because there is kind of a feel good when you're doing gardening. You know, you don't necessarily know why, but you feel good. So there's lots of different ways. You can use a grounding pad. I prefer to do it with the real earth. So at this time of year, I start going out and walking barefoot in the grass and spending time with the dogs out there, just maybe even laying in the sun for a few minutes, or getting out and gardening without gloves. And it's really good for your health. So that's another thing that you might want to add in. And we still have a little bit of time. So I'm going to stop the video and come back and show you at the end what it looks like. But when the salmon is done, I will, cook through. I'll switch it to broil until the bacon is crispy. And that's all. So I hope you have a very blessed day. Super easy. And you learned about sweet potatoes too. I have 2 trays more because I put my bok choy out, and maybe we'll go out and look at that real quick too. Hang on a second. Okay. So we're going to go out and do that. Nothing like being all over the place, huh? So here's my little geranium. It's still doing well. I forgot about it in the cold a couple times, so not so great. Let's go take a look at, I have my first tulip up, yay! And another one over here. I really need to plant more daffodils around my tulips because it keeps the squirrels from eating them. So you can see I have a few carrots coming up. So this is working pretty well. Then over here, I also have, these are just cuttings from my roses, and I'm seeing if they'll root. If they don't, no biggie, they would have gone in the compost pile. If they do, I have new rose plants. So there's my bok choy that I just put out this morning. I have some more over here. So they're still kind of little, but I think they'll do fine. Actually, plants tend to transplant better when they are little. So here's the plants I showed you before. They're getting bigger. And those are purple peas, and you can see they're starting to get the purple on them. And I have a broccoli making its flower. So these have all grown since you've seen them last. I have more bok choy over here in the ground. And these are the ones that overwintered outside. They're Brussels sprouts mostly. And we'll see how they do. They kind of fell over. I didn't put sticks out for them, and I don't know. I don't have, I just broke that. That's not good. I don't have very good luck with overwintering things, so I don't know. But you try. And I really do like Brussels sprouts. So the first year I had really good success with them. The second year, not so much. And then if you look up here, my roses are really starting to grow. And I've taken cuttings from most of my climbers and put them along the fence. And we'll see. I hope they take. I trimmed the knockout roses a couple days ago. And they're starting to get new growth. And so that's that. So anyways, folks, have a great day, and I will talk with you later.